Francis Albert Sinatra, born December 12, 1915. He was known to the world as Frank Sinatra, or simply The Voice. Sinatra became an icon. He transcended music. He was a true legend of 20th century entertainment. His impact on music, film, and popular culture remains unmatched. Sinatra's life was a study in contrast. He had humble beginnings. He achieved extraordinary fame. He was both revered and controversial. Throughout it all, one thing remained constant: the power and magnetism of his voice. Sinatra's career spanned decades. He captivated audiences with his smooth vocals and charismatic stage presence. His songs became the soundtrack of a generation. They continue to resonate with listeners today. His life story, full of triumphs and tribulations, is as compelling as his music. Sinatra was more than just a singer. He was a cultural phenomenon. He continues to fascinate and inspire generations of artists and fans worldwide. His influence on music is undeniable. His impact on popular culture is immeasurable. He remains a true icon. Frank Sinatra's story began in Hoboken, New Jersey, a place that would shape his character and his future in profound ways. It was a bustling port city across the Hudson River from the glittering lights of Manhattan, a city teeming with life and opportunity, yet also marked by its own set of challenges. He was born to Italian immigrant parents who had come to America seeking a better life. They brought with them the hopes and dreams of a new beginning, but also the struggles of adapting to a new world. His childhood was far from privileged. Growing up in a working-class neighborhood, young Frank experienced the harsh realities of life early on. The streets of Hoboken were filled with the sounds of industry and the hustle of daily life. It was a place where hard work was a necessity, not a choice. His father, a man of grit and determination, was a boxer and later a fireman. He instilled in Frank the values of resilience and perseverance. His mother, a strong, assertive woman, held various jobs to support the family. She was a midwife, a barmaid, and even a political activist, embodying the spirit of tenacity. Life in Hoboken was tough. The neighborhood was crowded, and the streets were often rough. Yet it was in these very streets that Sinatra's character was forged. Young Sinatra witnessed poverty and hardship firsthand. These experiences left an indelible mark on him, shaping his worldview and his ambitions. These experiences instilled in him a drive and determination that would shape his character. Music became his escape, a way to transcend the limitations of his environment. He would spend hours listening to the radio, captivated by the sounds of big band jazz and the crooners of the era. The melodies and rhythms transported him to a different world, one filled with possibility. Sinatra's formal education was limited. The economic pressures of the time meant that school often took a back seat to more immediate concerns. He dropped out of high school to pursue his musical ambitions, a decision that was both risky and bold. It was a leap of faith driven by his passion for music. He worked odd jobs to make ends meet, from delivering newspapers to working in shipyards. Each job was a stepping stone, a way to support his dream. He never forgot his roots. The lessons learned and the hardships endured in Hoboken remained with him throughout his life. He carried the spirit of Hoboken with him, a spirit of resilience, determination, and an unyielding drive to succeed. It was a reminder of where he came from and what he had overcome. Hoboken was not just a backdrop to his early life, it was the crucible that forged the man who would become a legend. From a young age, Frank Sinatra was drawn to music. Growing up in Hoboken, New Jersey, he was surrounded by the sounds of the bustling city, but it was the melodies coming from the radio that truly captured his imagination. The radio was a gateway to a world of rhythm and harmony, a world that young Frank found irresistible. His mother, Dolly, noticed his fascination and encouraged his budding interest, often playing records at home and singing along with him. This early exposure to music laid the foundation for what would become a lifelong passion. The sounds of the big bands filled the airwaves. The 1930s and 1940s were the golden age of big band music, with orchestras led by legends like Benny Goodman, Glenn Miller, and Duke Ellington dominating the radio. These bands brought a sense of excitement and sophistication to the music scene, and their broadcasts were a staple in households across America. For young Frank, these performances were more than just entertainment. They were a source of inspiration and a glimpse into a world he longed to be a part of. He was captivated by their energy and exuberance. The powerful brass sections, the intricate arrangements, and the charismatic band leaders all contributed to a sound that was both electrifying and enchanting. Frank would sit by the radio for hours, absorbing every note and dreaming of the day he could perform with such vigor and style. The big bands represented the pinnacle of musical achievement to him, and he aspired to reach those heights. Vocalists like Bing Crosby, with their smooth delivery and effortless charm, became his idols. Crosby's warm baritone voice and relaxed singing style set a new standard for vocal performance, and he quickly became one of the most influential singers of his time. Frank admired Crosby's ability to convey emotion through his music, and he studied his recordings meticulously, trying to emulate his phrasing and tone. Crosby's success showed Frank that a singer could be more than just a performer. He could be a storyteller, capable of touching the hearts of listeners. Sinatra would spend hours listening to the radio, imitating his favorite singers and dreaming of a life on stage. He practiced tirelessly, honing his vocal skills and developing his own unique style. His dedication was unwavering, and he was determined to make a name for himself in the music industry. The radio was his teacher, and each broadcast was a lesson in the art of performance. He began singing at local events and clubs. These early performances were crucial in building his confidence and stage presence. He quickly gained a reputation for his vocal talent and charismatic performances, drawing the attention of local musicians and audiences alike. Each gig was a stepping stone, bringing him closer to his dream of becoming a professional singer. His natural talent was evident. Even in these small venues, Frank's voice stood out. He had an innate ability to convey emotion through his singing, captivating audiences with his heartfelt performances. His passion for music was palpable, and it resonated with everyone who heard him sing. He possessed an innate ability to connect with an audience. Whether he was performing for a handful of people in a local club or a larger crowd at a community event, Frank had a way of making each person feel like he was singing just for them. This connection was a key part of his appeal, and would become one of his defining characteristics as a performer. His voice, even in its early stages, had a quality that drew people in. There was a sincerity and vulnerability in his singing that made listeners feel a deep emotional connection to the music. This ability to touch people's hearts with his voice was something that set him apart from other singers and hinted at the greatness that lay ahead. It was a combination of raw emotion and technical control that belied his young age. Frank's voice was both powerful and nuanced, capable of conveying a wide range of emotions with precision and depth. His technical skill allowed him to execute complex vocal runs and sustain long, expressive notes, while his emotional delivery made each performance feel genuine and heartfelt. As Sinatra honed his craft, he became increasingly determined to make music his career. He practiced relentlessly, always striving to improve and refine his technique. His dedication to his art was unwavering, and he was willing to make any sacrifice necessary to achieve his goals. This determination would be a driving force throughout his career, pushing him to overcome obstacles and reach new heights of success. He was hungry for success. Frank's ambition was matched only by his work ethic, and he approached every opportunity with a fierce determination to succeed. He knew that talent alone was not enough. It would take hard work, perseverance, and a relentless drive to make his dreams a reality. He was willing to put in the work to achieve his dreams. Whether it was rehearsing for hours on end, seeking out new performance opportunities, or learning from other musicians, Frank was always looking for ways to improve and advance his career. His dedication and commitment to his craft were evident in everything he did. He knew that the road to stardom would be challenging. He was undeterred. Frank understood that success in the music industry would not come easily, and he was prepared to face any obstacles that came his way. His resilience and determination were key factors in his ability to navigate the ups and downs of his early career. He was driven by an unwavering belief in himself and his talent. This self-confidence was a crucial element of his success, giving him the courage to pursue his dreams despite the many challenges he faced. Frank's belief in his own abilities, combined with his relentless work ethic and passion for music, set the stage for his rise to stardom. Frank Sinatra's journey to stardom began in the humblest of settings, local clubs and bars. These were the places where dreams were born and nurtured, where the air was thick with the scent of ambition and the sound of raw, unpolished talent. It was in these intimate venues that Sinatra first began to understand the power of his voice, the way it could captivate an audience and make them feel something profound. He sang with anyone who would hire him. From small-time bands to local talent shows, Sinatra was relentless in his pursuit of a career in music. He knew that every performance, no matter how small, was a stepping stone to something greater. Each gig was an opportunity to refine his craft, to learn the nuances of performance, and to connect with his audience on a deeper level. He was eager to learn his craft and gain experience. Sinatra spent countless hours practicing, honing his vocal techniques, and studying the greats who came before him. He was determined to not just be good, but to be exceptional. His dedication was evident in every note he sang, every phrase he perfected. He understood that talent alone wasn't enough. It required hard work, perseverance, and an unyielding commitment to excellence. His big break came in 1935 when he joined the Hoboken Four, a vocal group that won a talent contest on the popular radio show Major Beau's Amateur Hour. This was a significant milestone for Sinatra, as it provided him with a platform to showcase his talent to a wider audience. The exposure he gained from the radio show was invaluable, and it marked the beginning of his journey towards national recognition. The radio appearance brought Sinatra his first taste of national exposure. However, it was short-lived. Despite the initial success, the Hoboken Four eventually disbanded, leaving Sinatra to navigate the challenging world of the music industry on his own. But this setback did not deter him. Instead, it fueled his determination to succeed. He returned to the local club circuit, more resolved than ever to make a name for himself. The group disbanded, and Sinatra returned to the local club circuit. He continued to perform wherever he could, each performance a testament to his resilience and passion for music. These were the formative years that shaped Sinatra into the artist he would become. He learned to adapt, to persevere, and to never lose sight of his dreams, no matter how difficult the journey. He continued to hone his skills. Every rehearsal was an opportunity to improve, to push the boundaries of his vocal abilities, and to perfect his stage presence. Sinatra was a student of music, always seeking to learn and grow. His dedication to his craft was unwavering, and it was this relentless pursuit of excellence that set him apart from his peers. He learned to command a stage and developed his signature style, a blend of confidence and vulnerability that resonated with audiences. Sinatra's performances were more than just songs. They were emotional experiences that connected with people on a personal level. His ability to convey deep emotion through his music was a rare gift, and it was this quality that endeared him to audiences everywhere. In 1939, Sinatra's luck changed. After years of hard work and perseverance, he finally caught the attention of Harry James, a prominent band leader of the time. This was a turning point in Sinatra's career, as it opened the door to new opportunities and greater exposure. He was hired as a vocalist for the Harry James Orchestra. This was a significant step up for Sinatra, as it allowed him to perform with a well-known band and reach a larger audience. His time with the Harry James Orchestra was a period of growth and learning, as he adapted to the demands of performing with a big band and further refined his vocal style. It was his first taste of the big time. Performing with the Harry James Orchestra gave Sinatra the experience and exposure he needed to take his career to the next level. He made his first recordings with the band, which helped to establish his reputation as a talented vocalist. He made his first recordings with the band and began to gain recognition. These recordings showcased Sinatra's unique vocal style and helped to build his fan base. It was during this time that he began to develop the confidence and stage presence that would become his trademark. His time with James was brief, as he soon moved on to the Tommy Dorsey Orchestra. This move marked a pivotal moment in his career, as it provided him with even greater opportunities for growth and exposure. Performing with the Tommy Dorsey Orchestra allowed Sinatra to further refine his craft and solidify his place in the music industry. This move marked a pivotal moment in his career. With the Tommy Dorsey Orchestra, Sinatra's talent truly began to shine. He continued to develop his unique style, blending technical skill with emotional depth, and it was this combination that would ultimately make him one of the most beloved and influential singers of his time. Tommy Dorsey was one of the biggest band leaders of the era. Joining his orchestra catapulted Frank Sinatra to national prominence. With Dorsey, Sinatra's vocal talents truly blossomed. He gained invaluable experience performing nightly to large audiences. He honed his stage presence and learned the art of connecting with a crowd. Sinatra's popularity soared. He became a teen idol. His smooth vocals and romantic ballads sent hearts aflutter. Yet, he began to chafe under the constraints of being a band singer. He yearned for creative control. In 1942, he left Dorsey to pursue a solo career. It was a gamble that would pay off handsomely. Sinatra signed with Columbia Records and quickly became a sensation. His solo recordings, including hits like Night and Day, My Way, and Strangers in the Night, topped the charts. He became known as the chairman of the board. He was at the pinnacle of his career, the biggest star in the world.